Calls for 1 cup of the 20 Mule Team Borax, 2 cups of the Arm & Hammer Super Washing Soda, and a bar of Fels Naphtha. All this can be found side by side in the laundry detergent aisle at Walmart. I'm going to try to put the Irish Spring bar in there. I think you can just use about any bar soap you want. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to actually, let me first give a disclaimer that this is pretty much the rawest footage. I don't know anything about making a video, but we'll see how it goes. I think for information purposes and showing how to do it, it's going to be pretty good and informational. I'm going to first grind the Fels Naphtha and the Irish Spring in the Cuisinart, and I use the grinding blade. Well, it's the grating blade for the Cuisinart, and I'll set this camera up so you can see how I'm doing it. You don't have to use a Cuisinart. You don't have to use a food processor to do it. You can use a hand grater. Hand grater takes, probably 3 or 4 minutes longer, but I did that for a year. It was no problem. But once I seen how easy it could be done in a Cuisinart, I quickly changed my routine. So I'll set this camera up here and see how it does. Got the Fels Naphtha here. Open the bar up. Very easy. Using our top on. Take the top out. I'm going to actually break it in half. Or cut it in half. I think it's how it works. Now I'm going to put this through the food processor, and you'll notice when I get down to the very end of it, there'll be a few pieces that won't be able to necessarily get into the grater itself to be finely grated, but all that'll melt away as we're boiling it. Got a couple pieces here. I'm going to open up this little chute here and try to feed it through it that way. I think that'll be better. Take a little bit of these filings here, put them over in the water. As you can see, it's really finely ground up here. Actually, when you grind it with a with the cheese grinder, it'll give you the consistency of mozzarella cheese. So what we're going to do is here we're going to, I'll put the camera down so we can see what's going on. And I'm going to pour this in, probably about 2 quarts of water. A little less, a little more, it doesn't really matter. All this is going to make a 5-gallon bucket of laundry detergent, which I figured up on that is between a penny and a penny and a half a load, which that is using a half a cup for a medium load. Now I'm going to get this up to like a medium boil, and I'm going to continue to stir it till I see all the soap has melted and it's became more of just a solid yellow, I mean not a solid, but a yellow mixture that you can no longer see the pieces of soap in it. I'll come back in a second and show you the finished of what it looks like melted, and then we'll take it downstairs. And I'm just boiling that, slow boiling it now. Actually, you'll see there's no real science in this. You can actually have a couple particles, a couple pieces of soap that hasn't, as you can see, there are some small pieces, I don't know if you can see them on this camera or not, but that haven't actually melted. But that's fine. When you make a 5-gallon bucket of it, this is going to be so diluted up that between the cycle in the washing machine, it's not going to have any residue or anything on your clothes. Now keep in mind that when you're making this, unlike regular detergent that you're used to, or at least I'm used to, I always thought that you had to have a sudsing action in order to have clean clothes. That's not the case. This stuff is actually not going to suds. So, but just keep in mind, you don't need suds to clean your clothes. It's the ingredients that are in the detergent itself. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera off again, and we're going to go downstairs, and I'm going to show you how to mix everything up, and we'll go from there. A 5-gallon bucket of water. I'm going to dump my my bar soap in there. If you can notice my cat here, he just got neutered the other day, and he's got some headgear on. But I'm going to mix this in. Half 5-gallon bucket of water. That's the Felsnappa and the Irish Spring. Then we're going to dump in I've got a mixing tool. I think they use this for drywall mud, joint compound, however you want to call it, that people fill in with drywall. Got it at Lowe's for $5 to $10, I think it was. You can use any tool you want to mix it. You can hand mix it if you want. I just found that this is a lot easier. So I'm going to dump my my washing powder in here. Start to mix that up. I'll bring the camera over here in just a second after I dump the borax in. Get that started, and then you can see what exactly I've got going on. I like to slowly incorporate it in as I'm mixing it. That way I get all the granules. So I don't get any kind of clumping, which I don't believe you have to worry about anyway. I think once you mix it for a couple minutes. Now let me get the camera, and then I'll show you what's inside the bucket. I'll mix this up for a couple minutes. Then I'm going to add a little bit more water, and then a little bit more water. From about an inch from the top of the bucket. Then what I'll do is, because this mixture is hot, I actually, the half a 5-gallon bucket I got from the hot water tank, you don't have to do that. I just thought that it would mix up a lot easier. I mean, mostly everything that mixes up easier when it's warm. So what I'm going to do is, after I add some more water to it, mix it up some more, add some more, get it about an inch from the top, like I say. Let it cool down probably 4 or 5 hours, and then you have kind of like a jelly consistency, a real heavy jello, the top 4 or 5 inches of the bucket. So what I'll do is, to give you a little example, I'll just break it up, like I'm breaking up an iceberg, chunks, and then I'll slowly, the top of it, I'll mix it in, and then I'll go to the bottom of it, and then within a matter of a minute, that stuff will just start incorporating into the thinner portion of it, and it'll give you a nice consistency. And then I'll just top it off with a lid, and I'll just I just have this scoop that I got at the dollar store, and just half a cup does a load, and that's all it is. I'll come back and show you what it looks like in the jelly form after about 4 or 5 hours. Okay, it's been about 4 or 5 hours now, and we've let the mixture set up a little bit. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about by the putting the end of the mixer in there and showing you how much of a jelly. See how that's caked and that's kind of jelly-like. You'll find that the first 3 or 4 inches. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and work that down into the mixture. Stir it up. Slowly incorporating it in there. If you do it too fast, some of the big clumps, when I started doing this, ended up slinging it outside the bucket. That was not good. But I'll keep this going for a couple more minutes, and you get the picture. I don't think it seems like it's a big deal. 2 or 3 steps, and I don't know, the 5-gallon bucket right there, that's going to last you a long time. If you figure you use a half a cup for a load, I mean, I guess you can Google it and find out, but it's enough to last us probably 6 weeks to 2 months. Alright, so I hope you liked the video, and we'll catch you later.